Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is Shim Pimpin. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. 2 days ago, every parent's worst nightmares was realized by one lady. This is the story of Kohen Wiley. Unfortunately, Mississippi police opened fire and killed a 12-month child. Just 12 months old. That's all. And apparently that was a big enough threat for these police to open fire and kill a 12-month child. Yeah, let that sink in for a minute. Anyway, let's begin.
Thing is racism, and I want to talk about it. I'm a general psychiatrist and child psychiatrist practicing in Washington, D.C. And I have arrived at the point where I feel that the most important thing that we as black people need to understand is this powerful dynamic of racism. Those of you who are familiar with the work of Neely Fuller know that he has said, if you do not understand white supremacy racism, what it is and exactly how it works, everything else that you think you understand will only confuse you.
That's the great Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. If you don't know her work, check her out. You might learn something.
Questioning them, asking them what happened. That was like, she was shoplifting. But the passenger, it was me. They wasn't talking about me, they was talking about the driver. But on the little, what's it called, self-checkout, they can see, it's cameras, they can see when she got the diapers and walked out. But yeah, they tried to say that she forcefully was trying to drive and hit them, but they was all on the right side and she was driving towards the left. They just personally just shot in the fire.
Did they try to charge you with anything?
No. They ain't charged me. They just didn't go. They didn't say nothing. They just kept telling the crowd that they was shouting.
So they're accusing this lady of shoplifting when she had the receipts, and the following video is going to show you what's really happening there. But this is a system working as intended. Some people see it, some people don't. If your left brain too active and your right brain shut down, then you probably don't see it.
And was then placed on administrative leave. And people are wondering why people are protesting outside of that Walmart. Just to give everybody a little rundown so you know what I'm talking about here. As you can see, a Mississippi police officer has been placed on administrative leave after a shooting while responding to an alleged shoplifting complaint killed a 1-year-old child and prompted local protests. Demonstrations erupted in Senatobia after the police killing on Sunday of Kohen Wiley. That included Tuesday evening when protesters gathered outside of Senatobia City Hall while municipal officials held a meeting inside. Police had on Sunday responded to a report alleging that someone attempted to steal a box of diapers from the Senatobia Walmart. Yes, a 1-year-old died over an alleged complaint about a person stealing fucking diapers. Officer, like it says here, fired a gun at a vehicle before it left the scene, according to the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. Authorities maintain that the vehicle involved was driving towards an officer at the time of the shooting, although some witnesses, which you can clearly see in the video as well, have challenged that account, according to the Mississippi Free Press. Yes, if you actually watch that video, that statement right there makes absolutely no fucking sense. But like it says right here, sadly, Kohen was inside that vehicle, which arrived at a nearby hospital soon after. The boy was pronounced dead, and another person in the vehicle, reportedly a friend of Kohen's mother, was listed in critical condition. Authorities said the case involved officers from the Senatobia Police Department and deputies with the local Tate County Sheriff's Office. The NBI continues to investigate the shooting and has not publicly identified any of the officers involved, even though it's not that difficult to find that information out to begin with, or, I don't know, release the body cam footage like Kohen's family is demanding. And as you can see, Kohen's family is clearly not fucking around. By Tuesday, Kohen's family had retained a well-known civil rights attorney, Ben fucking Crump, to represent them. Crump addressed the child's death in a statement saying that a 1-year-old child is dead because police officers in Mississippi opened fire in a car in a crowded Walmart parking lot. That's just the thing. They opened fire instead of pursuing that car to begin with. Now, people are demanding justice, as they rightfully should, for little Kohen Wiley that did not fucking deserve to lose his life.
If you can make a video about Love Island 15 times and talk about the next celebrity couple getting divorced, but you look at this baby's face, this baby who will not see the age of 2, and just scroll past and not care, then that says a lot about you. So this is 1-year-old Kohen Wiley, and over the weekend, he, his mom, and sources are saying either the aunt or a friend were out shopping at the local Walmart. Now, there was a call that came in to the Senatobah Police Department in Mississippi, and they received a report of shoplifting. And they saw all 3 of them, so they saw Kohen go into that car, and they said, the police department, they claimed that they saw the car drive away in the direction toward officers, nearly hitting them. However, that has not fully been confirmed at this time. One officer ended up drawing his gun and opening fire on that vehicle, and Kohen was shot. Now, Kohen's mom and that friend or aunt took him to the hospital, but tragically he passed away from his injuries. And at this point, the family and the residents of Senatobah want answers. There were protests that were held at that Walmart on Tuesday. Mississippi Bureau of Investigations is leading the case, and they did say that that officer that was involved has been placed on admin leave as per department policy. This family deserves answers because a little boy lost his life for no reason. His mom has not been charged with a crime, and I am seeing reports that there was a receipt to show that she paid for the diapers that they claim she stole. This case just gets me so angry and so worked up, and there needs to be accountability. There needs to be accountability. And I know that it is going to take some time as they investigate, but I do think that this officer needs to be held accountable. You saw this baby go into that car. This woman has not been charged with a crime, and this baby will not see the age of 2.
Able to make a video.
If you ask me, that police deserve the death sentence. You took the life of a 12-month-old child. He had a lot of potential. How many years do you think he's going to live? He deserves one full life sentence for that. That is bullshit. Anyway.
For the past couple of days, just because of a lack of words, what do you say right now? Rest in peace to Kohen Riley. We're going to get that back in blood. Don't you worry about that, kiddo. Happy Juneteenth. A lot of y'all make me sick. And that's it.
Where are you going to move the goalposts to now? She had a receipt. How are you going to defend the cops now? You haven't seen the body cam footage. You haven't seen any evidence that any of this transpired how the police say it did. But y'all will believe them no matter what. Why? Because they're authority? But the fact that you have to come up with some sort of justification for this tells me that you know what's wrong. And you know you're wrong. Because there is no justification for killing a baby. You just don't think that black children's lives are worth that much to you. She had a receipt. So now what? Where are you going to move the goalpost?
A 1-year-old is dead after police officers shot into his mother's car over alleged shoplifting. All of this over some diapers. Kohen Wiley's mother and another person were leaving a Mississippi Walmart with the baby after allegedly having stolen a box of diapers, although people close with the family adamantly deny any shoplifting. Initially, the police department posted on Facebook that they shot because of the alleged shoplifting, which shoplifting is not at all a murderous offense, and cops should not be judge, jury, and certainly not executioner. Then the Mississippi Department of Public Safety put out a statement saying that the vehicle was driving toward police officers and the bullet went through the front window, which would indicate the shot came through the front. But my question is this: why couldn't they get out of the way instead of shooting at a vehicle in the middle of a public parking lot? All of this over a single box of diapers. Why couldn't they let them go and find these alleged shoplifters later? We have the world's first trillionaire, and if these people needed a single box of diapers that badly, so what? Now a little boy is dead. Why? For what exactly? So far, the officer involved has been put on leave and protests have broken out demanding justice for Kohen and the family. A 1-year-old is dead.
To ingest a little bit of that tear gas at this point. But if you take a look over there, and Kim's going to try his best whilst remaining safe to make sure he gives you. Officers are kicking some of those pellets around, trying to clear people out of this area. You can see some of the gentlemen over there having masks on. Obviously, a lot of people, as you heard, were crowded around this Walmart, as you said on Sunday. That is where the shooting happened. And plenty of people were trying to make sure they were advocating for the Senatobia community, for the greater Mississippi community, and particular, they tell me, for black communities. Now, I apologize again. We're trying to back as far away as possible because the tear gas is slowly but surely moving in our direction. But you can see plenty of people are scattered around this Walmart trying to make sure they are remaining as safe as possible. People have been telling me all day today, excuse me, sir, people have been telling me all day today that they are trying as much as possible to keep one another safe. Excuse me. And they are trying to make sure that they are doing their job. Now, we are as quickly as possible moving away from all of this. You can hear my voice is getting harder and harder to talk about all of this. But people are clearing from this area, holding one another. I saw a couple of people interlocking arms, trying to get each other as far away from this area as possible. You can see these gentlemen here, they've got their masks tied, trying to put some shirts over their face and putting it as trying to protect themselves as much as possible.
Oh, that escalated quickly. I'm all for boycotting Walmart, not supporting any other stores. God, this is real nonsense.
And I want to know, how do this officer feel to know that she had her receipt? When I tell y'all this is wrong, and he needs to go to jail, okay? Because that wasn't the way to handle that, period. Even if she didn't have her receipt, it's still wrong, and justice need to be served. You know, like I say, these police just so quick to use a weapon. They need to be looked into. They need to be tested to see if their stress levels are high or something going on. I want to know, how do he feel? I wonder, is they protecting him? Is they telling him he's wrong? Because right is right and wrong is wrong, and this was fucking wrong. Please don't let up Mississippi. Do whatever y'all have to do. Hugs and love. Y'all be blessed. The J-Lo.
And Wiley. Here they are defending Walmart. They're outside, standing in front of Walmart, defending the corporation. This is why we say defund the police. Because what do you mean our tax dollars are going to these police officers for them to stand and defend Walmart from protesters who have a right to protest? Like, a 1-year-old was murdered outside of that Walmart. They're going to protest. And shame on all these loser cops who actually agreed to wake up that day and go to that Walmart because their coworker shot and killed a 1-year-old child. This is the
fact of the matter is, police were originally the slave patrols, and that's what they're to this day.
This week, Elon Musk became the world's first trillionaire. The headlines called it historic, a milestone, a proof of innovation, proof that the American dream still exists. But in that same week, a 1-year-old baby was killed after police responded to a report involving diapers. Diapers. Not gold, not diamonds, not a bank robbery, diapers. And as of right now, the mother hasn't been charged with shoplifting. Think about that. Not charged, not convicted, yet her 1-year-old baby is dead over alleged stolen diapers. And I can't stop thinking about how these two stories exist in the same country at the exact same time. Because we're constantly being told America doesn't have enough money. We don't have enough money for healthcare. We don't have enough money for housing. We don't have enough money for homeless veterans. Not enough money for childcare or paid leave. Not enough money to help struggling families. Yet somehow this country has produced a trillionaire, the world's first trillionaire. And I want to do some math with all of you real quick. On average, one disposable diaper costs between 15 cents and 50 cents. Typically, a newborn baby will go through 2,500 and 3,000 diapers within their first year. With $1 trillion, you can buy between 2 trillion and 6.7 trillion disposable diapers, which means with $1 trillion, you can provide up to 2.6 billion babies with diapers for a whole year. We've become so accustomed to extreme wealth that now we just treat it like a scoreboard. But $1 trillion isn't just some personal achievement. It's a mirror. It forces us to ask what kind of society has been built here. Because when one person can accumulate more wealth than most humans can comprehend, meanwhile, whole families are struggling to afford diapers, food, rent, medicine, healthcare. That doesn't sound like a success story to me. So maybe we should all start asking ourselves, why have we accepted a world where unimaginable wealth and unimaginable desperation live side by side? They coexist with one another, yet they
Actually, the ones on top need the ones on the bottom in order to continue exploiting them so that they can continue to make billions. Yeah. Good to see people waking up though to the wealth disparity.
haven't set off every single fucking alarm bell we have. $1 trillion.
Cuida, cuida, los niños y las niñas. Cuida, cuida, es pura porquería. Mira, mira, cuiden su familia. Turn the TV off, but they still see you with the screech. Watch it from above, yeah, and don't just where you be. Everywhere I go, I feel like someone's watching me. Watch out, es la policía. Cuidado con la placa, quieren quitarme la vida. Matan, matan, toda mi familia. Quisieron enterrarnos, pero somos semillas. We need to stand up to the authorities. Push the overseers back to overseas. We will no longer be the minorities. About to take the badge and the gun from the police.
Yeah, looks a bit of positivity there. But once again, you know, condolences to the family. Rest in power, young man.
So yeah, it is that deep. And honestly, some of y'all might hate me for it, but even if she did steal it, that baby did not deserve to die. You started shooting over some diapers? Y'all don't even act that fast when it comes down to actual threats. And when you think about it, you realize Walmart is worth trillions. The CEO is worth millions. Them diapers probably cost like, what, $30? That little boy was worth $30. Walmart could afford losing some dollars when it comes to diapers. If I see a mother stealing diapers or baby formula, no, I didn't. Big corporations like Walmart, I don't feel bad for. And the annoying part about this is that there are people ready to defend the police about this. There are people who actually believe that the punishment to petty theft is a death sentence. I will mention the situation could have been handled a little bit differently. I'm not sure if driving off was the smartest option, but at the same time, shots should have never been fired in a car where y'all knew there was a baby in it. Y'all knew there was a 1-year-old. Y'all knew it was for diapers.
If anybody is actively supporting police in this situation, then they're clearly supporting the system of racism and white supremacy. Facts.
They killed that woman.
Was shot and murdered in Mississippi by police in a Walmart parking lot over diapers, but it wasn't actually over diapers. This was about authority, maintaining control over people, especially black people in America. This is not a coincidence that this 1-year-old baby infant child was black. His name was Kohen Wiley, and he was murdered by police over one single pack of diapers. What really got defended here wasn't the merchandise, it wasn't the corporation itself, it is the authority. It is the deep-rooted white supremacist racist ideology that is not only the police but very much foundational to America. This is a reflection of what that looks like, not just systematically but also individually. This individual actor has the system ingrained in them to the point where they expect entire complete compliance right away. How many times are we going to watch institutional power get fused with a person's ego in the form of a police officer, and that looks like black people getting violently killed in the streets of America? And unfortunately, the reality is this is not exclusive to the police. People have deputized themselves. Hello, Rick Chow. How many times are we going to watch people defend white supremacy and the authority that white supremacy has over black people in America just because they can. And the opportunity is given through the merchandise. It's given through the stealing or the accusation therein. Thinking about Philando Castile, Eric Garner, Sandra Bland. Being black in America means you could do literally everything right. You could do nothing wrong, ever, and still be violently murdered because this is America. It's never enough. And imagine how exhausting that is. And I say that because I'm white and I don't know. But it needs to be said. And I know that a lot of black people are exhausted for so many reasons, and one of which recently is having to talk about all of the black children that have been either killed or some sort of misjustice has been carried out. Whether it's Carmelo or Cyrus or Kohen, it is never-ending and exhausting. And we gotta talk about it. A 1-year-old baby, an infant child.
Police officers in Mississippi.
Yeah. What can I say? Some people see it, some people don't see it. Some people support the system, other people are against the system. And if you're against the system, you have to navigate very carefully. Anyway.
Allegedly, his mother... Oh, hold on a second. Allegedly, his mother stole the diapers, though she has the receipt. Mm-hmm. This is a white problem. This is a white problem that black people have to deal with. It's our problem if you are white. It's ours to clean up. It's ours to fix. Rest in peace, Kohen Wiley. A 1-year-old
in Mississippi. And for everybody in my comments asking for the full details of the story, a 1-year-old's life was taken. Not lost, taken. And I want that to sink in. It was alleged that the mom was shoplifting some diapers for her 1-year-old child. But the mom had a digital receipt. And as she was driving away, bullets hit her car, leaving her in critical condition and her child deceased. Shoplifting never required deadly force. And I want y'all to understand this too. It was rumored that this same officer had a report filed on him for using racial slurs right before this incident. Justice for the injustice. Say his name. Kohen Wiley.
Black love, black unity. Marquell Bridges, Building Bridges Coalition. Look what we did, Senatobia. Look what we did, Senatobia. Ain't nobody in the parking lot but the workers. We're going to continue to apply pressure to Walmart. We're going to continue to apply pressure to the police. I need everyone to understand that this, for Senatobia, for the city of Senatobia, this is not one incident. They locked up a 10-year-old boy, arrested him, took him to jail for peeing on the side of the car. I wanna let you know that they brutalized a woman in this very Walmart parking lot, a 60-something, 70-something-year-old black woman. Senatobia police brutalized her in this same parking lot. I want to let you know that Hunter Foster has various racist charges. The officer who killed Kohen Wiley has several racist allegations from other police officers against him, not average citizens. Other police have complained against him. He's brutalized the community. He put the dog on a black man's neck in DeSoto. That's why he was fired. He has multiple reports of brutalization down here. Ain't nobody in this motherfucking parking lot but the workers. Senatobia, we have to continue to play pressure. We're going to create a day shift and a night shift. Day shift is going to be here in the morning. Night shift, when the people get off, going to be here in the night. We're going to be at the police station. I want to let you know that public pressure worked. After we left Walmart last night, they put the officer on leave. I told y'all in the city hall meeting, they always had the power to do that. They need to fire him without pay. This is what we want. Echo this call.
This is just watch the short told by.
I'm in full support of the people. Power to the people. Down with the corporations. Down with racist police, which is what most of them are. Sadly, even the black ones.
And the tradition of Dole is you put a bunch of things in front of the baby on their first birthday. Like a pile of money, a stethoscope, colored pencils, a football, a microphone, and you put the baby down in front of all these things and you let the baby pick, one of these items. And it's supposed to show like what that baby is going to grow up to be. Whether it's like wealthy or talented in the arts or a doctor. We did this last month with my friend's kid who just turned 1. We all placed bets on which Pokemon this child was going to pick, and it picked Machamp, so none of us made money because we're all gay. But for Kohen Wiley, this 1-year-old child from Mississippi, to lose his life to police brutality, senseless police violence, like at that age, the only thing a child feels is love. Yeah, they cry because they're hungry, maybe they're angry because they're tired. But at the root of it, you can just, if you're around any 1-year-old child, you can feel that like endless possibility inside of them. And I guess I don't really know like what else to say about how black people are treated in this country, about what this country was built on. I just feel like this hollow numbness that a child with like endless possibility, their life is just cut short because diapers that were A, paid for, and B, should be free for every American. Like my heart breaks for this community, for this family, and for every like black person in America that doesn't feel safe here. And before anyone says, oh, they just need to vote, or they just need to protest the right way, you need to sign a petition, the system is designed how it is supposed to run. A 1-year-old being shot is the system running as it was intended by the people who built it.
Yesterday, man.
And that is facts. The system is working as it was designed to. The system is over 400 years old now. And what was America built on, as well as a lot of other places in the world that have these tyrannical governments, including my own. Genocide, conquest, manifest destiny. The spread of Christianity. Because Christianity is so great that you had to eliminate all the indigenous people around the world in order to justify your superiority. Bastards.
Police was responding to a shoplifting incident where Kohen Wiley's aunt was accused of stealing diapers, which was proved she never did. But when Kohen Wiley's aunt went past police cars, they started off letting off shots with a 1-year-old inside of the car. 1-year-old in the car. And obviously he was only 1 year old, and later that day he passed away. But there's just no way. I didn't think life could get this far to where police could just shoot up a car with a 1-year-old inside of it. Like, do y'all realize a 1-year-old baby was just murdered for no reason? It was proved that the aunt bought the diapers. It was never stolen. This was for no reason. Listen, all I'm gonna say is the Walmart associates that made that call and the police that was shooting up the car, they all need to deal with consequences. Simple. Because the Walmart associates falsely accused them for no reason, and the police was shooting up the car with the 1-year-old in it. That's crazy. Mississippi police.
Yeah. If justice isn't served and we don't see these people getting a life sentence, then we know that the system is continuing to oppress black people in a very overt fashion now. So, I'm in support of the people. Keep the pressure on. Hopefully we'll see some results. If it's the same old, then we know what time it is.
But everything is racism, and I want to talk about it. I'm a general psychiatrist and child psychiatrist practicing in Washington, D.C. And I have arrived at the point where I feel that the most important thing that we as black people need to understand is this powerful dynamic of racism. Those of you who are familiar with the work of Neely Fuller know that he has said, if you do not understand white supremacy racism, what it is and exactly how it works, everything else that you think you understand will only confuse you.
The great Frances Cress Welsing, ladies and gentlemen. Should I say Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. The Queen Mother. Very knowledgeable lady. Once again, check her out if you don't know who she is. If you do, it's all good. Anyway, this is Shim Pimpin. I'll see you on the next one.